Hi, Carter School family. I'm Thomas Flores, and I'm an associate professor at SCAR. And I'm also, as of June 1st, going to be the director of graduate programs at the school. So I saw Alp's video about how to make Turkish coffee. But at least in Mexican American culture, when you have coffee, especially in the afternoon, you have to have something sweet with your coffee. And so I wanted to talk about one of the fun things to do in the kitchen that is the easiest thing to do and makes you look like you know what you're doing when you're cooking. And it's also super, super cheap. It's called Leche Quemada. In Spanish, it means burnt milk. But what it really is like making this really wonderful caramel that can also be used to make caramel snacks like little cubes. You can use in baking, you can use in all these different ways, or you can just be spreading it on bread, and it's the best thing ever. And it's also the easiest thing to do. So this only has a few steps. It takes 10 hours, so you need to have a whole day at home to do this, but we all have whole days at home right now, so really easy. All you have to do is the next time you go to the store, buy some sweetened condensed milk. It's really, really easy to find. It's usually in the baking aisle, and it'll cost you like $1.99, $2.50, something like that. It's really, really cheap. So all you have to do is buy some sweetened condensed milk. First thing you need to do is to boil some water. I've been boiling water in the deepest pot I have. That's the thing that's really important. So boil water in the deepest pot you have, and then take the wrapper off the can of condensed milk. Very important. You don't want to have like soggy paper that's kind of completely falling apart in one of your pots in your kitchen. So take all of this off, throw it away somewhere. Make sure it actually gets off your hands, which apparently I'm having trouble doing. And so you got all that off, and once you've done that, you've got this can. Now don't open it, because you're not cooking with it yet. All you've got to do is wait for your water to boil. Again, use the deepest pot you have, because you want to have lots of water. Get some things that you don't burn your hands. And all you got to do is drop this guy in. Try to be as careful as possible so you don't burn yourself, like I'm probably about ready to do. And there you go. Now it's in. What you probably want to do is get a big spoon. Probably should have done that before I started to film this. And take that and make sure it's actually just on its side, because then it boils a little bit better that way. Now, make sure it's back in a boil. Leave the cover on, and then leave it on a simmer. Now, you're going to leave this on a simmer for about 3 hours, maybe even a little bit more, 3 to 4 hours. And I will check in with you when it's time to do the next step. But that's step one. I'll see you in about 3 or 4 hours. Hi everyone, so now we've been letting our can boil in boiling hot water for 3 to 4 hours. I've added a little bit more water on top when I felt like the water was getting a little too low because it was evaporating. We've done that. Now it's time for step number 2. This is going to take us just a couple of seconds. Turn off your heat and take the cover off if you've been using the cover, probably a good thing to do. And now what you've got is a boiling hot can. Take a slotted spoon, because obviously you shouldn't be putting your hand in boiling hot water. Take it out as carefully as you can without burning yourself. And then put it in a bowl. Now, whatever you do, do not open the can right now, because you do not want boiling hot caramel hitting you in the face. Not a good look. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to let that sit there. 6 hours, 7 hours, as long as you want, but at least 6 hours until you can open it again. When we hit 6 hours, I'll check in with you again. Okay, so now you've boiled your can of condensed milk for 3 hours and you set it aside for 6 hours. And so now all we gotta do is open it. I've got one with a little tab, but you can use a can opener to open yours. I think it's a good idea to be really careful when you make that first cut and make sure that nothing comes out too crazy. But now I've got it. And what's inside is now this thick brown caramel paste, and it is the best. It's one of my favorite things to eat for dessert. So what you can do is you can smear some on some strawberries, you can smear it on bananas, just on bread. You can use it as an icing on a cake, put it on ice cream. So many things you can do with this. So maybe email me at tflores2@gmu.edu and let me know what you did with your leche quemada. I hope everyone's having a fun time at home. Take care.